Hi, beautiful souls. How you been doing? I hope you've had a good week so far. I know today is Thursday already, and perhaps some of you may not believe it that it's already the 15th of January 2026. So I think 15 or 16 more days, and the month is over, and bam, February is here. So today I wanted to talk very quick about a topic, and I might end up jumping here and there as usual. So, but also the little jar that you see in front of the phone, it's a little magic spell that my daughter and I just did tonight. And I wanted to share that too. I know some of you perhaps don't like to mess with magic or do things. Again, you know, God, the universe, gave us all these things, but it's mainly also to connect with it or with him, however you believe it. Some of you believe in deities, and some of you believe in God in a in a way that you were taught, or maybe you weren't, right? And the point is, as I was trying to say yesterday when I heard my video again, I don't promote any specific type of God or gods or goddesses. It is more so in whatever you want to believe. I really don't care how you want to connect, as long as you connect and as long as you try to wake up. And again, as I was saying, words are magic. And obviously, there's magic with candles. You can do magic with fruit. You can do magic with food. You can do magic with your family. You can do, you know, any type of things as long as you put the intention. And sometimes it's not as much as what tool do you use, it's more so what you give to it, how you want to approach it. And the thing is that I've been, meditating. It's been a couple months now that I've been doing it back to back. Every now and then, yes, I miss a day or two, but not more. Excuse me, no longer than 2 days, because then, yes, it becomes a habit of just not being true to myself. Magic, I don't do it every day, but I do whenever, like this tiny spell that I did with my daughter. Yes, for the next 2 weeks, we are going to meditate for 15 minutes. For me, it's getting easier to do more than 15 because, again, I've been putting my intention of I'm gonna change, I'm gonna do these changes, I'm not gonna give my power anymore to whoever doesn't deserve it. I'm not gonna allow people to step on me and things that I don't wanna keep stepping on myself either. Because it's not just about others stepping on me, but also myself bringing myself down. The fear, the doubts, those things, I'm kicking them to the curb. And it's not a resolution. I stopped doing resolutions many, many years ago because, you start with like, okay, this year I'm going to do this. I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to gain weight, or I'm going to gain muscles, or I'm going to lose muscles, or I want to do this and do that. And then you start with a list, and then you get disappointed that the end of the year happened, and maybe out of the 10 things that you listed, maybe you did 4, or maybe you did none, because life happens, and then things do not allow you to go through the steps that you wanted to do. And that's why I stopped many years ago doing those resolutions. Instead, I focus on one thing, and I decided to do that rather than do everything. Even though I'm the type of person that likes to jump here and there, as you have noticed when I'm doing a video and I start here and then I jump everywhere else. But anyway, Um, I one of the things that, yes, when I'm saying people not stepping on you or you stepping on you, is one of those wounds that we are not capable to heal because we're still dragging things that maybe our parents didn't give us, and as an adult we still struggle, and then we tend to hurt others, but especially we ended up hurting ourselves. And it's not fun, you know? Maybe you will say I'm a good person, and to an extent I can be. I mean, I don't do things intentionally sometimes to hurt others, but sometimes I do say words. When people are just being stingy. So yes, I will say something that probably I'm gonna hurt your feelings. But yeah, I mean, if you are being stingy, sometimes people haven't learned to hear the word no, and then they meet somebody that tells them no, and so yeah, you don't know how to act to that. I'm that type of person. I'm gonna tell you no because if I don't see that it's gonna benefit me, then yes, why should you step into my bubble? So those things that your your parents perhaps didn't teach you. Perhaps they didn't teach you how to be you, and nobody teaches us that. I mean, my mom didn't teach me, and it was an experience living here as a foreigner in the States, um, going through the ups and down emotions and relationships and things that I was like, what am I doing wrong? And even though some part of my soul was recognizing it, I couldn't recognize it at 100%. And the more that I kept searching and searching, I found it. That's why they say you search and you find. Some of you find God, some of you find yourselves. But the thing is that when you find God, you find you. Again, whatever you want to call it. And even if you don't believe in God, as long as you have a vision of who you are, that's going to be who's going to define you. That's who you are. Pretty much that's you being God or the universe or whatever. And you don't have to keep living with the weight of, well, my mom didn't teach me, or my dad didn't teach me, or I didn't grow up with mom, or I didn't grow up with dad. As long as you keep putting those things in your mind, in your soul, it's not going to allow you to be free. And that's what's making us feel stuck. That's the fears. Those are the walls that we put, and we can't move or obtain what we really want. We want a better life. We want something better. I believe 98% of us are unhappy on the jobs that we have. And sometimes it's just like, whining or these. And sometimes we'll move on from the job that we dislike because it pays the bills. But that's the thing. The more that we keep thinking like that, the less is going to be what we deserve. And this is the adventure that has been happening for me because I had a vision of what I wanted, and it didn't happen, right? But then I was being up and down, like I want this. And some part of me was like, well, I don't have enough for it. I don't have enough to afford this, or I don't have enough because I was allowing this job that I'm leaving actually in 2 weeks to take my power from me. And some part of me wanted to do these steps of like, I'm going to be free. But when I kept complaining or saying, well, I don't have enough of this, I don't have enough of that, how am I going to afford this? So I kept allowing it more and more and more. But then before the year was over, I think it started in October, September, maybe something like that. I don't remember honestly. And then I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I allowing a bunch of people just absorbing my energy, absorbing who I really am? Why am I giving power to something that is not me and they don't benefit me? So again, we we have those wounds. Mainly sometimes again it comes from our parents, but you see, learn how to forgive and forget. Or even so, you don't have to forgive. As long as something that I learned many years ago when I was going through my divorce and when I really wanted my relationship with my ex to work out, but it didn't because, that was his choice. He didn't want to, I move on. And and I decided that no more, I learned how to forgive and I learned how to forget. But it was more so for me. That was a reflection of the things that I wanted for me. Because most of the time we are expecting to hear sorry from the person that hurt us. That can be your mom, that can be your dad, that could be a sister, that could be a brother. You get the picture. And it's not gonna come. It's not gonna happen. You are not gonna hear definitely from people from work, corporations, CEOs. Nobody. You're not gonna hear from them like, "Hey, sorry, oops, good luck." You know, you have to learn how to keep rolling this wheel and get there and finally find yourself and be like, "Ha, got it." And that's when you are gonna be able to finally get what you deserve. I told you, I do this practice because it makes me happy, not because I have to prove that the magic is real. Magic is real. All of us have seen it, even if you don't want to call it like that. But things do happen when you focus on what you want. So, uh, see, the way that I wanted to break the subject, it was about that the wounds that we keep carrying from things that don't belong to us anymore, and those those things that um, you definitely can write that down. Things that you don't need anymore, write it down and throw it away or burn it and be like, hey, even if it comes back every now and then, yeah, probably if you want to listen to it, okay, but you can tell it to shut up because that's what I do sometimes. Like, shut up. What is it that you want? What do you need? Like, what else do we need to talk about this? Why do we need to keep talking about it? And I'm like, aren't you tired of it? Yep, I have those type of conversations with myself because that's what I need. And and it sounds crazy, but yeah, I had told you guys I'm crazy and I love it. I don't care if people don't understand me. I'm very hyper. I'm very, you know, woo. I like being like that because that's me. That's who I am. I don't like people to to that just because you have a bad day or whatever. I mean, I have always been able to, when I'm at work, work is work and problems stay outside. And I don't like mixing that because then it builds an environment that it doesn't make me feel myself and it makes me moody when a person is moody. So I'm always at work being like stupid or silly or dumb. And I like it. And I don't care if people think that I'm on drugs because that's who I am. I like making people happy. I like making people feel that they have something as well to obtain. And again, those wounds that you don't allow it to let it go, they will keep eating you. And it's not gonna be just this year if you don't allow it to let go. It's gonna be 2027, and then you're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm still dealing with this. I'm still not able to obtain what I want. And I am getting out of here where I'm renting. My daughter and I, we put the intention, this baby jar that we have here, we wrote our intentions. We um we got some tiny crystals and some spices. And sometimes you may not have everything, not yet. You may say, well, I can't buy this crystal. I don't have $2 for this. Well, I beg to differ because I believe that you have $2 to buy a baby crystal. Well, I'm still thinking that it's 2000. It's 2026. See, I was gonna say 2025, and I know sometimes crystals they don't they some of those can be $4. So, but anyway, it doesn't have to be a quartz. It doesn't have to be the ingredients that I'm gonna give you. What it counts is the intention. Again, is the intention that you put on it, and that intention you have to work on it. So this is the task. So the little spell is called money spell bottle, and it says this spell bottle is perfect to invite more money into your life. It's a long-term spell that allows wealth to accumulate over an extended period of time. Place this bottle on or near your altar or place of business for it to do its work. When to perform this spell? On a Thursday or during a new moon. Time to allot for the spell, 30 minutes plus 3 to 4 hours of burn time. Where to perform the spell? On your altar. You may say, well, Barb, I don't have an altar. Well, babe, you can do, even if you have, I have a room only right now, and my little altar is a drawer where I put my personal stuff, women's stuff, and I just have these little things, I have my muerte, I have my little candles, and I have her water, and that's my altar. You can build your altar for your god or deity or nothing, you know, as long as you put the intention. So the ingredients that you are gonna need is a pen and paper, small or medium glass jar with a lid, 1 tablespoon chamomile, 1 tablespoon dry basil, 1 tablespoon ground ginger, citrine crystal, pirate stone, clear quartz crystal, money or charms, which is optional, lighter or matches, 4-inch green, gold, or white chime candle. Step 1, cleanse your altar. Step 2, on a sheet of paper, write a letter explaining what you want to attract more money. Place the letter in the glass jar and focus your intention to draw more money to you. Add in the chamomile, basil, and ginger, and the citrine, pirate, and clear and clear quartz crystals. If you wish, add money or a money charm. Close the jar. Step 5. Light the candle and hold it horizontally, allowing some of the wax to drip onto the lid of the jar. Let wax drip onto the lid until there is enough to stand the candle upright. Stick the candle in the wax on the lid, still lit, and hold it steady in place. Allow the wax to dry around the candle so it can stand on its own. 6. While the candle burns, focus on fire scrying. Fire scrying, it means that you stare at it and then you keep giving it your intention. With the candle flame and meditate on your intentions. Shapes, messages, or images may come through. And 7, allow your candle to burn out, sealing your intentions into the spell bottle. So, last month I did it on a new moon, and it was actually a Thursday. And I did it just by myself. But this Thursday I decided to involve my daughter. And because, the more love that you bring in, the better it works. Last time, yes, it allowed me. I played some lottery, and I didn't lose the money. I spent 5, and I won the 5 back, and then I bought another ticket, and I bought again the 5 back, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a break. But today I was like, wait a minute. I told my daughter, you and I are one. You and I are a partner. You and I are these beautiful souls that are trying to get out of here. So I told her the intention is not just mine, it's yours too. So we held the crystals, we held the candle, we wrote, when we wrote the letters, we spoke here to into the altar, and we gave the love, and then we seal it, and we did those steps. I don't think we did it the steps that is say the way there, like at this, at that. We did it just how we felt that it went, and put the ingredients. You may say, well, I don't have all these ingredients. There are some spices like the chamomile and the basil that they sell them at Walmart, and they can be cheaper than buying it, I don't know, somewhere else. And it's, again, is the intention, is the love. I know I sound like a broken record, but remember, sometimes people don't listen, and I just want to repeat it. And we'll take it from there. And the thing is that, again, you may not have 15 minutes to stare at a candle, but you do have 3 to 5 minutes. And you may say, well, there's noise where I rent, or I can, or blah blah. See, the more excuses that you give, that's how you are putting the spell not to work. And again, if you have more than one kid, you can involve them. Learn how to finally break that wound, that cord that does not belong anymore. Involve your kids. Allow that um, magic or words to come into your mind and get. And you may say, well, I don't have a good relationship. Bring it back, baby. Bring it back. There were times that I didn't have a good relationship with my mom, but then we worked it out. I mean, yeah, uh, now she kind of accepts what I do, even though, she's Catholic, but she's not very like she used to be. Now she believes in what I do because I have proved it when I've done readings for my sisters, or for her, even for herself. So yes, to an extent, I have broken that where she can trust me. And and again, I am getting out of here when I'm renting. I'm doing this. And even if you can't meditate every day, try to do it maybe twice a week or thrice. You know, you do have time. It's more so that you will say, well, I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. The more that you start putting those blockages, the less the intention is going to work. So, no matter what um, rock or stone gets on your way, do not allow it to keep you from what you really want, because again, it will not work. So it's more so, again, the intention, your energy. And as I said, even if you can buy the quartz, go outside. There's a lot of little rocks or stones that you can find on the ground, and you can just, talk to it, clean the dirt or keep the dirt, and thank it, and put it in a little jar. You can definitely buy a little jar, like a Gerber, baby Gerber jar, and eat the thing, or don't, and just, rinse it off and thank it. That's it. That's it. But do not keep allowing these wounds to get you. Just be yourself. Whether magic or not, just be yourself. So, and I'm just gonna finish very quick with a tiny animal spirit message. And we'll take it from there. And I just want you to know that you are doing perfect. You are doing awesome. Again, you may not be where you want to be yet, but you will, babe. You will. We will. Because I'm getting there, baby. I am getting there. And you're going to be like, well, this lady's crazy, but she made shit happen. I'm like, yep. Because that's me. When I say that I'm going to make something happen, I will make it happen. And it's not cheating, doing magic, because technically it lives within us. I mean, Jesus Christ, well, yeah, he would consider somebody crazy probably too, because, some people like, but those that believe it in a different way, even if you don't believe that he existed, who cares? Just take it for what it is. You don't have to take it that serious. It's not serious. Trust me. It's not that serious. It's just fucking life that is trying to fuck up with you, but you have more, what is it called? More power than that. You can do things that you have done it, but you are just on pause. Unpause yourself and just keep going. And I know. All right. Okay, this one. See, and it says flamingo spirit, embrace the in between. And I'm gonna check very quick what it says. So it says balance comes easily to flamingo spirit, who sees what was, and what will be, and stands strong in the face of uncertainty. Do not resist flamingo spirit's call to be fully present in the now, where the real magic happens. With one foot in the life you are moving away from, and one in the future, you must make peace with the fact that you are not fully in either place. Embrace the in between. The presence of flamingo spirit is also a sign that your creativity is arising within you and opportunities are beginning to present themselves. Remain here in a balanced state of mind, for there is much to know and learn before going forward with new plans. You can trust this moment and yourself as you take in what you see and become aware of all that you are experiencing in this in between time. Protection message. If you're feeling nervous or wobbly, stop worrying about the past and the future. Instead, be present in the moment, balancing. For now is the space in which creativity arises. The past has its lessons, and planning has its merits. But right now, you may be imbalanced because you're becoming too nostalgic for what once was or too anxious about what the future might hold. There is time to plan carefully. For now, be still and know the Spirit is here, co creating with you in this moment. The next step will appear when it needs to appear. Relax into a state of I don't know how to say this word, equanimity and balance. So any anxiety can transmute into trust and faith that all will be as it will for the highest good. So see, we're talking about that and bam. So let's not focus anymore about the past. The past is the past. And the future is not here yet. So don't think of that. Think of right now and then take it from there. All right, babes. Hopefully that you stay. I know this was a little longer, but I needed to ramble more and I wanted to give you this little tip of that. And again, if you don't have all the ingredients, you can use one. You can use earth. Nature is free, you know? So do your best. It's just the intention. And you'll see that the more that you put into it, the more it will happen. You are not alone. Spirit will not leave you alone. Remember, as long as you trust in yourself, you got this. And even if you don't trust in yourself, little by little, baby steps, like this flamingo that stands on one leg, and sometimes I think it might sleep like that. And I know we're not flamingos that can stand on one foot, but we can balance it. We can learn to balance it. So, okay, my loves, I hope you have a great weekend. And even if you don't, baby steps. All right. I'll talk to you another time. Sending you loves and hugs. Adios.